Dana White says they questioned Isaac Dalgarian about the suspicious betting line movement before his fight, and he assured them nothing was going on, but then he lost in round one, and then Dana White said they immediately called the FBI. So there's an investigation going on. The investigation from 2022 with James Krause and Derek Minner that the FBI is doing is going to be combined with this. Dana White warns fighters not to try fight fixing.
If you try to do this, I've been very vocal and very open about this. We will be your worst enemy. We will immediately go after you, guns a-blazing, with the FBI and whoever else we need to get. And we will do everything we can to make sure you go to prison. It's like, you're seeing things out on the internet where like fighters are coming out and going, "Oh, I was approached. Really? Why didn't you tell us that? Or more importantly, why didn't you tell law enforcement that you were approached? Now you're saying that you were approached? It's like if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, I want you to rob a bank. I'm going to rob banks. Want to rob a bank with me?" And you don't do it. But you're not gonna tell law enforcement? It's really weird that fighters are coming out now saying they were approached, and they're going to be approached now by the FBI.
Vince Morales was one of those fighters who said that he was approached about fight fixing in the past. He deleted those tweets. Now he's making it out like it was a joke. Okay, well, sorry about all that. Terrible timing for what I thought was a good joke. Poor taste. This shit is so grimy. But he definitely was not joking when he tweeted that he gave a very specific amount, $70,000. He was serious. He apparently also told one media outlet the specific fight too was 2020 against Chris Gutierrez. For that fight, it was even money on the betting lines. Neither guy was a favorite or underdog. It was pretty much 50-50. 70K apparently was what he offered. Another fighter told Ariel Helwani that he was offered 100K to take a dive, and that particular fighter said that they turned it down. That was to lose in a specific way. I don't know if it was sub, I don't know if it was KO, maybe the round. For the Dalgarian fight, the round was pivotal. First round loss was important. That's why everything just looks shady. Dalgarian, who usually pounds people out very quickly in the first round, all of a sudden, he's in terrible danger with his back taken so quickly into the fight. Dana White also says that he finds it weird that fighters are talking about this now, coming out and saying that they were approached in the past about fixing fights. It's not necessarily weird, though, because it's topical now because the story just came out. And also, there's strength in numbers doing it in a group as opposed to out of the blue saying that someone approached me to fix a fight. Fighters might be scared to do that. Maybe they think they'll be blackballed by the UFC, get on their shit list. And also, they may not want to open themselves up to the scrutiny and investigation from that. But Dana's right now that they have spoken up about it, they will be investigated and be part of this investigation with the FBI. They're going to come knocking on their door asking, who are these people who approached you? When they approached you, how much money they offered? They're going to want to know all the details. Apparently, some of these people send electronic messages, whether it's text messages or Instagram DMs. So some of these people aren't just going face-to-face to a gym, but others are leaving traceable data that's going to incriminate them now. Dana White also says it's not hundreds of fights that are being under investigation by the FBI, but when it's all said and done, it could be hundreds of fights that they're looking into, because out of the thousands of fighters that have come and gone and still on the roster, who knows how many of them have been offered fight-fixing opportunities, and who knows how many agreed to do it. Plus, you got all the referees and the judges, too. Remember a week ago when eye poke was their biggest problem? Now they're wishing that was their biggest problem. Now they got a whole federal investigation to deal with. Never look forward to an Apex card more than this weekend. The fallout from Dalgarian will have every referee, judge, fighter terrified to make a mistake with the scrutiny that will come. Absolute cinema. Maybe some of these individuals who are trying to fix fight target Apex fights because they fly under the radar, but when unusually large bets are made on unusually specific outcomes, they're often flagged, whether they're fighting at the White House or the Apex. It doesn't really matter. It can be hard to pull off a scam like this because there's a good chance that the people doing it aren't going to be low-key in the sense that they're going to bet a small amount of money. That's not going to satisfy their greed. It's not worth it to them. But at the same time, I'm sure some have gotten away with it undetected over the years. Maybe they did it and it seemed fishy to some people on social media and they noticed something was fishy, but it wasn't enough for a whole investigation to come out of it. Some people are suspicious of Jason House, MMA manager Jason House of Iridium Sports Management, who managed all these three fighters coming out saying that they were approached about fixing fights. He also managed Dalgarian. He also managed James Krause. Krause coached multiple fighters who were represented by Iridium at Glory MMA, public filing show and LLC named Iridium Rental Properties, listing James Krause as the registered agent, and a later filing changing the registered agents to Jason House. UFC flyweight Edgar Shirez also says he was offered money to throw a fight. He says he'll be ready to fight in December when no one wants to fight, when they are eating tamales. And regarding the betting scandal, I was also offered $1 million pesos, but I would never. $1 million pesos comes out to around 53,000 US dollars. So there's various figures that fighters are being offered from these people: $53,000, $70,000, $100,000. Maybe fighters can start offering different fight fixing packages to these guys: $50K to lose a fight, $75 to lose a fight with a specific method, and $100K gold package, lose the fight specific method in a specific round.
It's scripted. It's the scripted. It's part of the script.
What do you mean the script? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know, the whole UFC is scripted.
What does that mean? What are you talking?
It's part of the plan. You know, so in July 12th, you know, they want me to win first round knockout.
So that's what's gonna happen?
Part of the script. Yeah, it's part of the script. So whoever wants to make their bet, go ahead and make their bet.
The mixed martial arts fan could go in and bet on this fight, okay? But you don't know the scumbag promoters behind the scenes went in and paid him to not go to the ground. That's fucking illegal. They're being investigated by the FBI.
Looks like Nate Diaz is going to be taking on Jake Paul again. Fight accepted, you're dead. They did a boxing match a couple years back, and Jake won a decision. I guess they run it back December 12th or December 19th. I guess it'll be another decision win for Jake Paul. Diaz is just looking to get a big bag out of it, and he more than likely will. Again, Cody Durden just fought and lost to Alan Nascimento, and looks like he's fighting again later this month. Looks like I'm going to Qatar next week. I'll see you there November 21st. That's Dan Hooker versus Arman Sarukian card. Cody's tough. He keeps losing, but he keeps going out there. He's lost 5 of his last 6 fights and was stopped in 4 of them, but he's not shying away from getting stopped and just keep going out there and fighting. Shavkat Rakhmonov hoping to return in the first quarter of next year. The division has changed since he's been out of action. Bilal's no longer the champ as JDM, and maybe Makhachev will be the champ when he returns.
Doesn't let you off the hook when you make a mistake. Jack makes mistakes on the ground. He uses it to scramble. He has good scrambling ability. He has moments where he's like lapses, safety, right? He'll give up his back, he'll give up his neck, he'll give up an arm triangle. And you can't do that with Islam. Islam really wants to get you to the fence. Poirier did a good job of keeping the center, and he defended a couple takedowns. Honestly, I just think that Islam's takedown offense is going to be more than Jack's takedown defense. You want to pick Islam in this fight to win it. And if it goes to the ground, I think it'll be a finish.
JDM thinks that he'll surprise people with how good his grappling is.
You're about to fight Islam for a massive, massive fight. What's something that you think he's probably not going to be prepared for in you, where he's kind of underestimating you?
I think maybe the grappler. Maybe I think his best. He probably in his best mind would be thinking, take me down, hold me down, submit me. So I think the grappling, I'll be able to surprise him.
Yeah.
The right techniques for his sort of A game, I think will throw him off a bit.
Yeah.
On the feet, I believe we'll be spend a lot of this fight on the feet, and I'll be able to surprise him.
The UFC White House card may take place before June 14th, and it's not just going to be a fight event, but also dignitaries from around the world are going to attend the dinner and then head to the Octagon to watch the fights alongside President Donald Trump and UFC President Dana White. Waldo Cortez Acosta has interest in fighting Curtis Blades next, with Blades needing a fight and just being 2 spots ahead of Cortez Acosta. It might be doable. They're number 4 and 6 at heavyweight.